today's 60, I think, just about. And then 62 for the high today. And then cloudy, small chance for some rain down to 47 tonight. And then Saturday and Sunday, 55. So we have that going for us.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's find out what's happening in the news this morning.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM Newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. The Berrien County Sheriff's Appointment Committee is now taking applications for a new Berrien County Sheriff, at least on an interim basis. As Sheriff Paul Bailey nears retirement at the end of this year, the committee will appoint a temporary replacement. That person will serve for 1 year from Bailey's retirement that happens at the end of this year. The appointment committee is comprised of County Clerk Sharon Tyler, Probate Judge Mabel Mayfield, and Prosecuting Attorney Stephen Perangeli, and is requesting candidates use the Berrien County employment application process to be considered. Those applications will be reviewed at a later date. They will need your application if you're interested by 5 o'clock on October 20th. The Sheriff Appointment Committee will meet on November 1 at the Berrien County Courthouse to review the applications, and if needed, interviews will be done later. So we anticipate that announcement probably coming out in November. Michigan's hands-free law took effect in June, but it has not stopped people from playing with their phones while they're driving. Jessica Caccino with the Institute for Highway Safety says they've studied the issue and found phone use isn't the only distraction people face while they're driving.
We were looking at roadside cameras. One advantage to those is that they can collect anything that people are doing, including eating behind the wheel and other things, talking to their children in the back seat, and anything that can take their eyes off the road. When we're talking about telematics data, that's looking specifically at distractions from your phone, and so that wouldn't capture some of those other kinds of things that are still distractions.
Caccino says drivers are using their phones on average for about 3% of their drive. That's a no-no. It's illegal. A majority of the time on their phone is spent texting or otherwise manipulating their devices. Legislation is moving through Lansing that would allow high school athletes in Michigan to cash in on their name, image, likeness, just like college athletes. It was introduced by Democratic Representative Jimmy Wilson of Ypsilanti, who spoke to the Higher Education Committee this week.
We want to make sure that we're not having 700 and some odd different high school coaches, athletic directors, superintendents getting involved in these contracts. We want everything to be reviewed and come up to the state level at the Michigan High School Athletic Association level for any reviews or denials, approvals.
Wilson says students would not be allowed to endorse alcohol, tobacco, adult entertainment, gambling, firearms, or dietary supplements. Their guardian will also have to be involved in the drafting of a contract. Michigan business leaders are asking lawmakers in Lansing to put the brakes on several proposals they say pose a threat to the state's economy. Wendy Block of the Michigan Chamber of Commerce says they formed a new coalition. It's called Great Lakes Growth to oppose what they consider anti-growth, anti-business proposals.
There really just seems to be a mad rush to enact a number of bills into law prior to the legislature's adjournment, whether it be in late October or in early November. But our ask of lawmakers is don't rush, slow down, listen to both sides, seek to understand the impacts.
Block says business leaders are very concerned about sweeping mandates on both paid leave and clean energy. And auto suppliers are feeling the effects of the UAW's ongoing strike against the big three automakers. Julie Freem of the Motor and Equipment Manufacturers Association, which represents suppliers, says many of their members have already been forced to lay off workers, and those numbers are expected to grow.
We have seen upwards of 30% of the automotive suppliers lay off workers. Now, that's not their entire staff. But they are beginning those layoffs already. We expect those to continue to increase as the strike continues.
And once the strike ends, Freem says some suppliers will need at least a week or two to ramp production back up to existing levels. Meanwhile, Freem says they're working with the Biden administration to secure financial assistance for their members. They're also working with Governor Gretchen Whitmer's office to develop training programs to help keep workers employed during the strike. In the WSJM Newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
Where is Witkowski? We will figure that out. Brett Witkowski will be joining us to preview St. Joe Bears football. It's brought to you by our friends at Laser Graphics, and we'll find out where he is and talk with him in just a moment. First, let's find out what's happening around the nation and around the world with ABC News.
A new controversy involving former President Trump.
An Australian billionaire and member of Donald Trump.
All right, good morning, everybody that's watching on our live stream. Let's do a couple things here. Let's change up this.
Johnny is pushing buttons behind the scenes.
Yeah, all right. So should we bring him in now, or should we wait until we get on the air here in just a couple of minutes?
Oh, let's bring him in now.
Bring him in now.
Yeah, let's
all right,
reward
so
our faithful listeners.
exclusive for all of our viewers that are watching from wherever they are around the world.
Yep.
Well, let's bring in Brett Witkowski, who is here to preview St. Joe Bears football. Where is Witkowski?
Okay.
All right.
So Brett, you're in our live stream now.
Sure.
Oh,
right.
good. Not yet on the air, but you're in the live stream on that air. Where you at?
Well, you gotta guess. I'm sending you a video.
Okay.
Is that Frankenmuth?
Yes.
Yeah, it kind of looks.
Is
that?
it?
Are you at Bronner's right now?
Yeah.
The Christmas Village. Look at that. What are you doing all the way over there?
I had a conference, and I figured, what better place to do it from the happiest place on earth?
Oh, look
That's
at that.
amazing.
Look at that.
That's
Just
awesome.
hoping I don't get arrested.
Are people wondering what you're up to?
Yeah, are they?
No,
they're
there's
not
actually
are
nobody
they?
here. I thought
Okay.
there'd be like the parking lot lights aren't even on yet.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's fun.
Well, looking forward to.
See, and you had Johnny and I in suspense, wondering
I
what,
know you did. Yeah.
and you loved it. What in the world was Brett doing? Where is he? Do you know where he is? No, I don't know where he is.
Yeah, he was sending me German stuff, and I was thinking, okay, well, if it's Southwest Michigan, we've got the Donk, we've got the St. Joe Kickers Club. So Bronner's was not even on my list of
Yeah,
places
how
that
about
you would
that
be.
So I
That's
typed
fun.
in St. Joe football preview in German, and that's what came out.
Oh yeah.
Oh, look at that. I'm getting a city
Yeah.
tour here.
Wow.
Is that Christmas music we hear?
Yeah.
At Bronner's, is it Christmas all the time?
Yeah.
Like
All they do.
they're open year round, and that's all they do is Christmas. That's awesome. I have never been to Bronner's, and now I have. I get to experience this with you.
That's a good one.
That's awesome.
Look at that. Are they getting ready? They must be getting ready for Christmas season.
Yeah.
They might be sold out already.
Every day's Christmas here, man.
Yeah. That's awesome.
He's
So
in
this
France.
This is a little,
look, Santa
down-
Claus.
Yeah, the one in downtown Stevensville.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was filling in out there, this is where I bought the big one from.
Oh wow.
The only thing you get to pick is the glove colors.
Oh really?
Well, they've always got to be
green or whatever other color.
Yeah.
Well, you would do black, I suppose, but green seems to be the right color.
Yeah, because that one in Stevensville is a lot bigger than this guy that you got.
Oh yeah,
right
I'll show you the big boy. He's over here.
Yeah. That's awesome. Oh, you're just gonna flip the camera?
No, I'm just walking. Oh, that's a low blow.
You see what I was going? Yeah, it was a slow burn on that one.
What
He said, "I'm going
well,
to show you
it's
the
early.
big boy."
No bread for you.
I get it. I get it.
No bread for you.
I'm just making fun. I'm having a good time. All right, we're going to talk on the air here in just a moment. But if you're joining us on our live stream, we are Where is Witkowski? He was teasing us. Brett Witkowski was on where he was going to be. He even was throwing out some different languages, German, and then said, "Hey, I'm going to be joining you from an undisclosed location." And now we know that he is at Bronner's.
That's fun.
Yeah, that's
That's
right.
fun.
That's exciting
Christmas,
stuff.
they are open 361 days a year,
Brett,
and not right now either.
Okay.
Brett, has anyone staying on football and talking about recent developments? Has anyone ever told you sound kind of like Mike Ditka?
Mike Ditka or Dick Butkus?
No, not really. I like
Or
Dick.
is it Dick
Does
Butkus?
a good job.
Butkus, yeah, I'd say both. Kind of
Okay.
sounds very similar.
I think he's
both Bears
Who's the
guys.
other one?
Dick Butkus or Mike Ditka.
I was pulling both of them up.
Well, with all due respect, I don't want to sound like Butkus right now.
Aw.
Oh.
Aw.
He passed away yesterday.
Yeah,
80 years old.
Yeah.
All right. Going
He
on
was
the air
great.
here in just a second.
He was great.
Mm-hmm. All right. Here we go.
Are we?
I got to tell you, if you have not joined us on our live stream ever, you need to go check it out. Today is a special day because if you're somebody that's excited about the holidays or excited about football, you got both.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah.
So go check out our live stream right now.
There's a big boy.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so we're going to bring him in.
I'm here.
We've been teasing you with Where is Witkowski? Brett Witkowski here to preview St. Joe Bears football. The St. Joe Bears football preview brought to you by our friends at Lakeshore or Laser Graphics with the game against Lakeshore. Laser Graphics, give them the stuff they want from Laser Graphics. Go to lasergraphics.com. Brett Witkowski is at Bronner's. And if you're watching on our live stream right now, you can see he's got a giant Santa Claus right in front of him. Wow.
With the sunset coming up. That's cool. Or sunrise, excuse me.
That's beautiful.
You're having a great time over there, aren't you, Brett? That's awesome.
A little too much. Give me some milk and cookies. And
Speaking of milk and cookies, you said you might have milk and cookies in the press box tonight, huh?
Oh, we got the cookies coming. Mama Graz and then a friend of ours who comes to the game, Chris Squatron, he's bringing milk with cups. So we're having milk and cookies at the games tonight.
Aw.
And if you've seen those cookies, which Johnny has.
Yeah, they're great.
She can put 4 on a pan. I did ask her.
4 of them on a pan?
That's how big it is.
That's awesome. Yeah, Chris chimed in on our live stream. He says, "Ask Brett how those in press box of the game, how you going to eat those giant chocolate chip cookies without milk?" And he's coming in with the milk.
You gotta have milk and cookies.
Gotta have the
Come
milk
on up. I know Ken's out of town, but Johnny, you're in town.
Yeah.
I definitely will have to come up
There
there.
must be a way that you can save one of those cookies for me for Monday.
I'm sure I could arrange that.
Okay.
I don't know because
Not really.
anytime they've given me like the leftovers, like, hey, here's a few cookies, take them home.
Yeah.
I bring them home, and Jocelyn's like, oh,
And
these
they
are
just
good cookies, and
yeah.
we love them. All right, so let's get to the. I mean, I know that's really important and that's really great, but let's get to the game. This is a big game. I believe it's the 69th meeting of St. Joe and Lakeshore. Some people call it the War by the Shore. It's a fun neighborly rivalry, but it's always a good game and has been over the years. And Brett, you not only have called a lot of these games, but you've also been a part of the rivalry as well. So why is this such an important rivalry?
Well, I think, you look at your neighborhood and you drive through St. Joe and Lakeshore school districts, people can't tell where the dividing line is. Most people don't even know where it's at. A lot of the parents work together at different places. They take some classes together too, through, different things through the years. And, it's just, they're two communities that mirror each other. There's a lot of competition between the two, which is not bad. Not just from athletic standpoint, facility standpoint, academic standpoint, music standpoint. It doesn't matter if it's soccer. It doesn't matter if it's robotics. It doesn't matter if it's cross country or football. When you line up against them, that's a game you want to win. And, throughout my career, I don't remember a lot of games, but I do remember the St. Joe Lakeshore basketball and football games that I was fortunate to be part of. And here's a great thing. And we talked about this last week. Nothing against Portage or Kalamazoo, but they're kind of split. They have two high schools.
Sure.
What I like about Berrien County and, like this rival, it's one high school towns. So the whole town comes out. And my guess, if the weather can be decent, you'll probably look about 5,000-6,000 tonight. Crowds this year have been like they were before COVID.
Nice.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to the game, what can we expect? Because this is, I mean, you're looking at Lakeshore on the doorsteps of possible playoff berth, but also, St. Joe not out of playoff chances. But what needs to happen tonight for maybe a St. Joe victory?
Well, for St. Joe, number one, they got to have a good start. They have not had good starts in all but one ball game, and that one was a forfeit where Henry Ford didn't show up. So, like last week, they fall behind Port Jordan, which is a top, I think, 5 team now in Division II or top 6, 22-0. Next thing you know, it's 22-28, and they get a stop. They got a chance to take the lead. You can't spot good teams, and Lakeshore is a much improved team. Last year 3-6, this year 5-1. You've got Ort out there as a wideout with Griffin, and Matt Vaughn could be one of the best all-around players I think in the state of Michigan. 6'5", plays quarterback, can throw it, plays middle linebacker. How many quarterbacks do you know play middle linebacker?
Not many.
No, there's no reason for that young man not to be playing on Saturday coming up.
Mm-hmm.
But St. Joe's got to get production out of their running backs with Chapman and Halstead. Kind of a feel-good story, and I think he'll contribute a lot more. Is Ryan Barlow, been out for 2 years with a severe injury. He came back last week. He played varsity as a freshman. Now able to play as a senior. I think he'll get some touches back there. And then St. Joe's defense with Cotty, Kesterke, Lang, and Rapet and Jack Lawrence, they got to lead the way. They've got to be able to lead the way and make those tackles and not allow big plays. And then I'm really hoping St. Joe, Blake Ciccarello is a great athlete, does punt returns, kick returns, leading receiver. I really hope he can break one tonight, either a kickoff return or a punt return for a touchdown. Those type of plays just get the crowd hyped up. But at the end of the day, St. Joe's got to have a good start. They cannot have turnovers. Turnovers have plagued them the entire season. And if they do those two things, then they'll have a shot against the Lancers.
Yeah, it should be a great game. You'll have pregame starting around 6:35, and we were talking earlier about endorsement deals for high schoolers and things like that. Will you have your heater, and how do we get an endorsement out for your special heater that you have for the game?
Yeah, the heater will be running. It did give a dry run last week. Every time I start that baby up, it has a bad smell. So I'm not sure if that's that's a good thing or a bad thing. But
you're not supposed to sit that close to it.
Yeah, well, that could be it too.
But Brett, on that issue of endorsements, since Lansing is considering it, state lawmakers are thinking about whether or not high school athletes should be able to take endorsements. How do you feel about that?
Well, if I was one of those great players, I'd love it.
Sure.
I was never a proponent of college athletes on scholarship getting paid to play by the school. And I was blessed. I was one of those. I didn't walk out with any debt. Everything was paid for. My books, my housing. I was fortunate. Yep. And if they're gonna get paid, I'd rather have it done through the private sector than through the school, because young lady who's on the swimming team, the guy who's on the soccer team, they probably wouldn't have got paid. Where, like the young lady down at Louisiana State, LSU, the gymnast, what's her NIL agreement? It's like over $1 or $2 million now.
Yeah. Yep.
So, if it's going to go that route, I'd rather see it be the private sector. The thing I worry about is the gambling side of sports.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And, the NFL, Major League Baseball kick people out for gambling. But when you go to their sites, what's one of the first things that pop up? Hey, place a bet on us.
Right.
So I hope that never trickles down to the high school events where you can start betting on high school sports, because then I think that'd get really dangerous with people with incorrect values and getting to young kids and families for the sake of money.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on this one and keep reporting on it. But thanks for your thoughts on that.
Brett, it's hard to pay attention to what you're saying when I have the Christmas music in the background. I'm just so distracted by that because I love it. But Brett is hanging out at Bronner's right now.
For you.
Oh, the baby Jesus.
Yep.
Wow.
He said hi.
Oh, thank you, baby
He said,
Jesus.
"You're welcome."
I once played Baby Jesus in a play when I was a kid. So,
Is that your car?
yeah.
What's the green
Yeah.
thing on it?
That was my vest that I sat on the car so I didn't get my pants all wet.
Oh, very good, very good.
It was let me in so I can buy Christmas ornaments for the guys.
I'm here. I'm in
Yeah.
Frankenmuth.
You gonna bring back some Christmas ornaments for us?
Well, if they open up, I will.
All right. Well, looking forward to it. The St. Joe Bears taking on the Lakeshore Lancers later on tonight. You can hear it not only right here on 94.9 WSJM, but also on our sister station 97.5 Y Country. Now, Brett, you have been bringing us food for the past couple weeks, which we greatly appreciate. That when we're going to call out Al Pashoka and see if he can't start bringing us some stuff as well. Why not? But we'll also, why not, right? So
Well, he should be bringing. Doesn't the college make wine now? Don't they have a wine class?
they do. You make a very good
and
point.
chocolate. They have chocolate there too. They have a chocolatier.
Mm-hmm.
My gosh, he needs to promote Lake Michigan College.
Absolutely. You're right on the right track, my friend. Well, we look forward to seeing Brett or hearing Brett and Joel later on tonight on 94.9 WSJM. That's your St. Joe Bears football preview brought to you by our friends at Laser Graphics. Go to lasergraphics.com. Give them the stuff they want from Laser Graphics. Again, we'll preview Lakeshore football here in just a moment.
Was that okay?
All right, Brett. Thanks a lot, man. Be safe.
You enjoy that?
Yeah, that's a great tour. You're still on our live stream here, but no, that was good. Here, hold up the camera. All we see is sidewalk right now. There you go.
Oh, there we go.
I'll have to have some bacon and sausage. No, bacon and eggs right now.
Bacon and eggs, yeah.
That's awesome.
Get some bratwurst. They might have some bratwurst over there.
I am chickened out, though. I will.
Frankincense and myrrh and all that other kind of good stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All
right, sir. Well, do you drive safe, and we'll see you again soon.
Thanks for the surprise. All right.
Bye.
That's fun.
That is fun.
Frankenmuth. I guess, why did we assume it was connected to football?
Right.
It was connected to his other gig.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun.
All right. Here in just a couple of minutes, we're going to preview Lakeshore football. We'll have that for you here in just a moment. All right. Let me get that.
What else you want to talk about this weekend? What are you doing this weekend?
Me, tomorrow I have the wonderful Walk to End Alzheimer's.
Oh, that's
so
right.
Looking forward to that.
Excellent.
Just getting the preview ready here in just a second. Yeah, what are you doing this weekend? You're going to be out of town?
Yes, driving to Grand Rapids later today. Going to go see the Violent Femmes.
Oh,
in Grand Rapids, as they play one of their albums in its entirety with the symphony.
No way.
Yeah,
that'll be fun
at the DeVos Performance Hall. It's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
That'll be great.
So we'll do that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
We might even go antique shopping.
No way.
Well, you got to do that.
All right.
You good over there?
Yeah, I'm trying to do three things at once. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, I want to put a pin in that discussion around the high school athletes getting money.
Mm-hmm.
Brett brought up a really interesting point about, unfortunately, sometimes the temptation to change your performance based on pressure from the outside can happen. And yeah, that seems like a lot of pressure on high school athletes.
Oh, absolutely.
A lot of pressure on them to do stuff, and who's got the endorsements.
Mm-hmm.
In my day, school used to be about education.
Yeah, that's
not
the thing.
Just sports.
As much as it's going to be, you think about it as the distraction that kids are going to have with all this. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah,
kids are going to be like, oh well, I can't come to school. I've got this photo shoot for my endorsement.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to the show here.
Oh, okay.
This is Berrien County Under Sheriff Chuck Height, and you're listening to the morning show on WSJM.
Well, good morning. Just about 7:30. It's Friday, October 6th. It's going to be a big day, big game ahead of us with the Lakeshore Lancers versus the St. Joe Bears. So we will do our Lakeshore Lancer preview here in just a couple of minutes, getting it all ready for us for our live stream here in just a second. But first, we're going to move on and see what's happening in the news this morning.
WSJM News now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM Newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. Here are some of the stories we're following for you today. Should the county have control over local zoning decisions when it comes to large-scale wind and solar farms? A resolution opposing Governor Whitmer's effort to control those decisions at the state level was considered by the Berrien County Commission on Thursday, but a vote on the matter has been put off for at least a week. The board learned that state lawmakers are still shaping a bill that would shift control of such zoning decisions to the state. Commissioners decided to hold off on formalizing their opposition until they know exactly what they're opposing. Additional consideration is expected next week. The Berrien County Board of Commissioners is also keeping an eye on developments with regards to short-term rental legislation that's now under consideration in Lansing. State action is reportedly coming in soon on short-term rentals, but the package looks a lot different from previous efforts that would have done away with local control. Short-term rentals, so the draft legislation regarding those requires the state to license them and will likely include a bed tax. It also includes a registry for short-term rentals through which residents can lodge complaints about specific properties. And the speed limit is expected to change soon on 2 roads in St. Joseph Township. The Berrien County Road Department Traffic Safety Office tells us speed studies were done in 2019 on Miami Road from Napier Avenue to Woodward and May Street from Benton Harbor city limits to Woodward. They found that the current 25-mile-per-hour speed limit on those roadways too low. The new limit, if the state approves it, is likely to be 40 miles per hour. In the WSJM Newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
Lots going on this morning. We'll have your Lakeshore preview here in the next 10 minutes. Also, we'll catch you up with sports with Dave Wolf. Right now, let's find out what's happening around the state with the Michigan News Network.
The Michigan News Network. I'm Jonathan Carlson. We'll find out this afternoon if the UAW strike against the Big Three is going to expand. Union President...
All right. Hope everybody's having a great start to your day. Man, has it been a busy show getting things ready for our Lakeshore Lancer preview here in just a few minutes. I was actually had a chance to catch up with Al yesterday, and I was getting the video ready.
Yeah.
And I was saying the video is too big.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So now I've got it. I think I've got it loaded up here in just a moment.
What'd
so
you do?
I don't know. I guess I talked for too long with Al.
Oh, boy. Oh, man.
It was like, oh, it can't exceed that side. Oh, okay. I'll figure that out.
Was it the frames per second?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
I know how to fix that.
I think it was two big heads with mine plus Al's put together combined. Kind of like Captain Planet with your powers combined. I'm Captain Planet. It was just with our powers combined, it was just a little too big. But
Wonder Twin powers activate.
So we'll get to that. We'll have news and sports, and then we'll get to it a little after that. But it's going to be a good game.
Who do you think is going to win? Lakeshore?
I don't want to say because, I haven't had a chance to see them play this whole season. I know if you look at the records, Lakeshore has a much better record than St. Joe, 5-1, and I think 2-4. So when you look at that on paper, of course, you're going to say, okay, well, Lakeshore's probably got this.
Yeah.
But it's one of those, you got to play the game and see what happens, because anytime that rivalry, no matter what the records are, how good the teams are, the team that comes out in the end is usually the unexpected one.
Yeah, there's special spirit, special motivation. Emotions running high, people excited.
St. Joe's got the home field advantage.
Yeah.
At Dickinson Stadium, so that adds another element.
Although, I can only imagine they're going to pack this. They're going to pack this.
Oh, yeah. You're going to see you're going to see,
red.
a lot of, you'll see red. I think you'll see a healthy mix.
Good.
Which is good. And that's what also makes this game a very interesting one, because that home field advantage, not as it's a little more balanced with this matchup because they have such a short drive.
Yeah.
Now, and you got like teams that you got to go to, say, Portage or Kalamazoo. Yeah, you're usually going to see the home team.
Although the orange blossoms of road construction are still around that area, so maybe they'll hold up Lakeshore, divert them around a little bit, detour them.
Yeah.
Take them the long way.
How
go
close,
through Frankenmuth.
How close do you live to the high school? Because I may have to just park at your house.
You can. I mean, it's within hearing distance for sure.
Okay.
I don't know what they were doing last night, but I heard every single minute of it, including the Steve Perry song, Don't Stop Believin' Again.
They were playing that a lot.
I don't know what they were doing.
Was it a JV game last night?
I don't know what was going on. I heard that I think we heard the marching band. We heard recorded music.
Nice.
There was an announcer, which you can hear.
Oh, yeah.
Just like that the whole time.
I'm bummed out because down the hall at WIRX, Hunter, who does the morning show over there with Brock, he does the Lakeshore PA announcing for Al Stockman Stadium. Yeah,
get out.
Yeah, we know. I believe Dave Wolf does a lot of the St. Joe side of things.
Yeah, he does like the digital stuff.
He does everything.
Yeah,
honestly, I know Dave Wolf is a very talented individual. But man, the stuff that he does during the game, I don't know how he does it. He's got to be, he must have octopus arms or something, because he's like, oh yeah, I control the video board, the scoreboard. I control this. I also do some announcements, and I do a little bit of this, and I do a little bit of that, and like that's usually the job of one person per thing that you just listed off.
Yeah.
So it's just it's awesome to see that he's able to do all of that.
Yeah.
And it's pretty awesome just to watch. So if you ever see Dave Wolf around, give him a high five, because he's working hard at that game. I may have to go get some cookies. Mama Graziano's cookies.
I'm jealous.
So good.
I'm incredibly jealous.
They are, as the kids say, chef's kiss. Right? That's a thing.
Is that what they
say?
Anybody
want to comment on that? Chef's kiss?
Boy.
That's still a thing, right?
Kids even know what a chef is these days.
Teresa, given her prediction, she says, I think it's going to be a close game. I agree.
Oh.
I agree. I think it will be a close game as well.
Okay.
So, well,
we have Flick Pick next hour.
Yep.
Andrew Green he saw 2 movies.
Oh.
But the only one that we're going to have on the air this morning is Dumb Money. If you want to hear his review on Saw 10, you can check out his podcast.
Is it Saw 10 or Saw X?
It says X. I'm going to say 10.
Okay.
It's probably X.
We're going to have your Lakeshore Lancer preview. I got it queued up and ready to go here. So we'll have that here in just about 30 seconds.
Okay.
Clouds increase and our chances of rain increase as well. We'll actually see rain late afternoon, early evening. High temperatures today right around 60. Tonight, mostly cloudy. We'll see scattered showers across the area. We dropped to 47. And then for Saturday, we're going to see in and out clouds and rain showers off and on. It will be lake effect rain with a high of only 55. I'm WSBT 22 meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
It's time to preview Lakeshore Lancer football, and we've got Al Pashoka, the voice of the Lancers, and we've got a really big game ahead of us here, Al, and we were just talking about it. The War by the Shore. And you said it's how many times have they had this game? The 69th meeting?
This will be the 69th meeting between the two schools.
Wow.
And I've probably done about 40 of them. So I'm aging myself. Go ahead, Johnny.
Make you feel
take your shot. Go ahead. Yes.
I'm just saying I've heard you call about 30 of those games in my lifetime. So hey, you do a great job. We love having you part of the team. Why is this such a big rivalry? I mean, it's something that's been going on for many years, but why is this sort of crosstown sort of rivalry such a deal?
That's a great question. And I think proximity, of course, has something to do with it. But, and these two schools are located next to each other, and they're so similar in so many ways. I mean, they're kind of the same kids that are at both schools, and there's some bragging rights involved, right? And Denny Canola used to say, well, this is the game to determine who gets the front row at Silver Beach. Well, I don't know if that was ever true, but because of the proximity and they're so close and so connected, it's made for, I think, the best part of this game to me is the atmosphere.
Yeah.
It is, it's the full overflow stadium. It's the bands. It's the really active student sections. It's like a small college atmosphere. When you're on the field before the game, you can actually feel it because the place will have 5,500, maybe 6,000 people in it. And it's just a really fun atmosphere for high school football because it isn't something you see every week, but it's more like a small college feel to it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're totally right. And with that, a lot of those families and those kids, a lot of them grew up together too, between the different schools playing together, on the soccer team or on the, baseball team or something like that. So it's like a neighborly rivalry, I can do a little better than you, but why is this game this week and tonight, why is it so important for these guys?
Yeah, there's a lot on the line. If you let's look at the Lakeshore side for a minute. If they win tonight, they clinch a playoff spot. If they win tonight, they retain first place in the conference. And always one of the goals every year is to beat St. Joseph. So a win tonight really accomplishes those three things. And if you're the Bears, man, wouldn't you love to knock off the Lancers tonight and make sure maybe they don't make it to the playoffs and you knock them out of first place. And, the Bears still have a chance to make the playoffs themselves. They need to get to 5 or 6 wins. So they come in 3-3. The Lancers are 5-1. So a lot on the line for both schools, a lot more incentive than usual to try to win this ball game tonight.
Now, what's unique about this game too is that there is also a little bit of a battle as well on radio dials because you've got the Lakeshore games on 97.5 Y Country. You've got the St. Joe side of the game on 94.9 WSJM. Do you guys, along with Brett and Joel, do you guys have any sort of rivalries that you guys have in the press box? Sort of battle?
No, we used to. In fact, Brett and I used to have bets
on
this game, and I believe Brett had to shave his head one year. And this was the year, remember Lakeshore had I think of the first 20 games, I think St. Joe won 19 of them.
Wow.
And then there was a section where Denny Doc won 17 in a row. I mean, Lakeshore was way down in this rivalry. They were 20 games behind. And here we are. Lakeshore leads the rivalry 36-32 coming into tonight. So lately, the Lancers have had their way. But then when Coach Uzelak arrived, it was kind of like Bo versus Woody. And I think it was like 5-5 between Uzelak and Doc. And then Lakeshore had another nice string with Brian Kime as the head coach. And I think Danny Thompson and Pratt Lee are pretty even Steven so far.
And you've watched almost all those games.
Yeah, no, I've seen all those coaches in all those games. Yeah.
And it's and I know you love doing it. This is one of the games you look forward to each season as well.
Well, and I like to tell folks, if you're looking for a nice down the middle objective call of the game, you need to listen to 97.5 tonight. Don't listen to 94.9 and all that screaming and yelling over there and the guy going crazy and yell, "Go Scott, go." That doesn't happen on our broadcast. And I just want to remind folks, even if you're a St. Joe listener and you want to hear a really good call tonight, come on over to Y Country. We're there for you.
I will say though, you're under delivering right now because lately Brett's been stepping up and bringing us breakfast the past couple times that he's been on. I know we record this ahead of time, but I don't know. What are you going to bring to us? Are you going to deliver something to us for the game, or what are you going to bring to us?
I'm just going to bring in nothing but the best professional broadcast possible. How's that?
That sounds great. I'm okay with that, Al. That's gonna be great. Looking forward to it. Pre-game started about 6:45 over on Y Country, right?
Thank you, brother. Yep,
All
we'll
right,
see
sir.
you. We'll see you on the radio, right? Yeah.
All right. Our Lakeshore Lancer preview is brought to you by our friends at Laser Graphics. Give them the stuff they want from Laser Graphics. Go to lasergraphics.com. Looking forward to hearing you later on tonight, Al.
All right, thank you, brother.
Oh, man.
Them's
fighting words.
Pulling some punches there. Yeah, that is some fighting words.
That's funny.
Yeah, you can listen to the game on either 94.9 WSJM or 97.5 Y Country. I always, anytime I've ever listened, I always like to flip between both. Just have them both on the dial. Boom, boom, boom. And listen, because it's, you get different perspectives of what side of the things are going on and different coaches. I believe even Brett said he's going to talk with not only the St. Joe coach, but he's also going to talk with the Lakeshore coach as well.
I'm definitely not stirring it up right now by texting Brett that he's getting called out.
Yeah, he's getting called out.
What did he say? I said, well,
to check out the preview.
Exactly.
But yeah, it should be a really good game. Looking forward to that. You said you're not going to be around.
Heading to Grand Rapids tonight. Going to go see the Violent Femmes and the Symphony.
So it's the Grand Rapids Symphony and the Violent Femmes rock band going to play some music, and then the orchestra is going to be in the background.
Yeah. The Symphony.
That's pretty cool.
They're playing one of their albums. I think it's their first album. Really good one.
Nice.
And they're touring around the nation. So it's one of the bucket list things.
Nice. Yeah, because you had what was it? The Cure?
Yeah. Saw the Cure.
Yeah.
Saw the Cure in was it Chicago?
I think so.
Or Detroit. No,
well, I don't know. You're the one that went there.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's all a blur. You go places, you're sitting in a stadium. You're up at the 400 level or wherever we were.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it'll be better this time though.
Some other things going on in the news before we get to your Moody on the Market update. I know you love coffee.
I do.
And I know we've talked about how can we make roads better. Like what was there alternate materials and things for either roads or other stuff.
Yes. How do you make them quiet?
How would you like this one for construction additives? Coffee and skyscrapers. Coffee being mixed into concrete.
Coffee what being mixed into concrete?
Like engineers in Australia considering mixing coffee with concrete to make buildings and sidewalks stronger. They figure that the grounds of coffee will help bind the concrete and make it denser without becoming brittle, while keeping some of Australia's 83,000 tons of coffee grounds out of the landfill.
Huh. Well, I mean, if it works, sure.
Yeah, because if that works, I mean, that would change the game. Because if you think about all of the coffee grounds that you put in your compost or you dump in the trash, I mean, that stuff that doesn't really break down that much. And not for,
I mean, it's ground beans. I mean, it doesn't have too far to
go.
go.
I mean, there's other things that are in the landfill
that are much worse.
I'd like
diapers.
You start
and stuff
throwing,
like that.
How do you make sidewalks stronger with diapers?
Yeah, let's mix the diapers into the sidewalk.
It would just absorb all the concrete, all the water.
Coffee has an interesting aroma profile.
Yeah,
and I mean, we all know the old, in the old crime movies where the drug dealers, they stuffed their stuff in coffee grounds, so that the dog sniffing or the drug sniffing dogs wouldn't smell it.
Right.
So if you mix coffee grounds with cement or concrete for sidewalks and buildings or whatever, if it gets warm on a day, are you going to smell coffee all around? An unavoidable smell everywhere?
I think you probably would.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be complaining about that.
I mean, if it was good.
Yeah, if it was good. But yeah, that smell of like, say, old coffee.
Yeah, it's not good.
And like stale coffee. Not so much.
Ugh.
So yeah.
Well, that's interesting. I wonder who tried that. You often wonder who came up with the idea, why don't we put these coffee grounds in there?
Well, much like how there was research and development that lasted 5 years trying to figure out the perforation of a toilet paper. I'm sure the same thing with any sort of construction material, concrete being one of the biggest, most used ones, that they were probably thinking, what can we add to this to make it even stronger? It's strong now, but every once in a while you get cracks and other imperfections. What can we add to it that's not going to add more money to the cost of the concrete?
Yeah.
if there's another material out there that might help make it a little more rigid. Oh, look, coffee grounds.
So that raises another question of, okay, I'm going to recycle my coffee grounds now. Either you pay me for it or you reduce my recycling bill or whatever. How are they going to get the coffee grounds? Because you're going to need a lot of coffee grounds.
You are.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a lot of concrete things out there. And I'd imagine it's not just, hey, whatever you used for your regular morning cup of Joe.
Yeah. That's weird.
Yeah, more on that in the future, because I mean, I'm always curious of how they come up with new ways to either do construction or new ways with roads.
I mean, if they're looking for stronger concrete or stronger compounds, just look at the House of David. I mean, they developed that 2728 compound thing that makes the concrete buildings, the Mary's Hotel in downtown Benton Harbor. That thing will not bust. It's stronger than steel.
Yeah, and that was like a special combination of stuff.
Yeah, they just mixed a few things together, maybe some seashells in there. I don't know, but it's strong stuff.
Interesting.
And remember, the Australians were a big contingent in that organization.
Those Australians.
Yeah.
Well,
all comes full circle.
Here in a few minutes, we'll have your Moody on the Market update. It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
It's spooky season at Silver Beach Pizza, featuring their monstrous pizza of the month.
So there you go.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Look at that coffee.
Look at that coffee.
Is coffee the greatest thing on earth? If this happens, if they are able to do this,
love is the greatest thing on earth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I got.
All right. Thanks everybody for joining us this morning. A busy show today. We'll have your Moody on the Market update. What's on the Moody on the Market update?
State resumes surplus and seized property sale. I always want to participate in those. I've never actually done it though. Have you?
Like the police auctions and things like that?
Auctions, the seizing property.
No. But
I love looking at the catalogs on the website.
Oh, yeah.
Those are fun to see if you ever want to look at the fun stuff, go to any of the federal agencies in DC when they're surplusing stuff that they've captured, like in drug seizures and stuff like that. You see some sweet rides and other fun stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah, it goes for a pretty penny.
All right. Well, I've never been part of one of those auctions, but yeah, I do the same where I look at all those things that might be for sale.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to the show here in just a second. We'll have, again, your Moody on the Market update next.
I could use a hug. It's radio. No subscription required.
The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
Are we ever going to get away from Taylor Swift being just about everywhere? I mean, anywhere you look on social media or on television, you just got Taylor Swift this, Taylor Swift that.
Well, remember when the actor strike and the writer strike, the Hollywood writer strike were going into full swing, and Taylor Swift came out with a concert movie?
Yeah.
Because, and my supposition at the time was, okay, the movie companies don't know what to release right now because they don't know how long the strike is going to go. And if they can't have the stars of the movie out there promoting stuff, they're not going to make as much money. So they might be delaying stuff. So Taylor's people saw an opportunity. They put a movie out there. It's surpassed $100 million in ticket sales already. $100 million in ticket sales.
And it's just a concert. It's just her concert that nobody could afford a ticket for. Now you got to pay again to watch a recording.
It's a rerun. $100 million so far.
No, you're right, Jid. She probably was showing up at those games. I mean, of course, she's supporting her quote unquote maybe boyfriend, Travis Kelce, going to those games.
What games?
The football games.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
okay.
You mean the Taylor Swift appearances? There was a football game going on.
What football game?
That's what it seemed like. Did you see the next game, the Monday night football game that was played in that same stadium with the New York Giants? They had a promo for that Eras Tour film and on the big screen.
Okay.
And they booed her.
Whoa.
Yeah, they booed as soon as the video came across the big jumbotron. They were like, "Boo!"
What? Because they associate her with the football?
I don't know.
Kansas City Chiefs.
I think people are just getting fatigued and getting a little tired of hearing all that
Taylor
stuff.
fatigue, overexposed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, lots of other things to talk about this morning. Let's get to your Moody on the Market update. It's brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles. What we got today?
We're talking about state resuming a surplus and seized property sale. Did you ever wonder what happens to all the property that's seized by police agencies in various raids and arrests around the state? We do. How about items left behind at the TSA checkpoints at the Detroit Metro Airport? Personal property that's unclaimed when someone dies? Well, there is a state of Michigan surplus sale. They are bringing it all together starting today in a warehouse in Lansing, and they're having a sale. It'll be a grab bag of big and small, new and old, practical and frivolous. It'll all be up for sale utilizing an auction format. Here's how the Department of Technology Management and Budget summarized it in an official announcement.
Yeah, they said there's a wide array of items, including sporting goods, tools, automotive equipment, desks, file cabinets, chairs, bookshelves, jewelry, and other fashion accessories. Sale inventory is obtained from property seized by the police, items voluntarily surrendered at airports, surplus property from local public colleges, and property no longer needed by government agencies like police cars or buses and things like that. Payments can be made by cash and credit card. All items are sold as is, and no loading assistance will be available.
No
All
loading
sales are final.
assistance.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So
if you buy a file cabinet, you got to move it yourself.
Yeah, you got to bring somebody with you in order to take that along.
So this state surplus agency is hosting the in-person sale on the first Friday each month, beginning today. Goes from 8 a.m. to noon. In-person sales in Lansing, and we have the address on our article. But you can also take a look at what they're doing through Michigan.gov/surplus. That gives you the latest news on state surplus events. Again, that's Michigan.gov/surplus. If you want to, I don't know, spend some time looking at fun stuff that you might be able to buy if you're the high bidder in the auction.
So I have to show up for that, though?
I guess so. That doesn't seem right. They should have it online.
They used to have some of those things online and still do, but I mean,
maybe there's an aspect for that. Maybe there's an avenue for that. We'll look into it.
I want an old police car. I've always wanted an older police car.
Yes.
Like just a one that's been decommissioned. It's
Why do you want an old police car?
Because they're fast.
Yes.
And they got great suspension.
Yes.
Also, I can mess with my friends. No, I'm kidding. I would never do that. Never impersonate a police officer. I don't know. Why do you want one?
No, that's exactly. I mean, because they put the special engines in them, the high performance engines, and they put the handling packages, the suspension packages in them. So yeah, for those reasons, plus all the different little electronic gigs that they have in them. I mean, those are fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think they keep all those.
The ejector seat,
the sirens and all that. They take all that stuff out, and then they, like the dock station where they'll put like their computer and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's all like open center console now.
Yeah, it's so funny. I went to a car dealer a couple of years back, one of my boys and I, and we were starting to look for a used car for him.
Yeah.
And we went into the used car section of a new lot. So in the used car section, started going around looking at the different cars, and we saw what turned out to be a police vehicle.
Nice.
And I thought, oh man, you got to look at this one because it's got the special package. Look, this one even still has the computer in it. Wait a second. It was on their repair lot. We were able to open the doors and look inside.
Oh, geez.
It was still
left
owned
that
by
thing
a government agency. So couldn't buy it, stopped looking at it, backed away from it slowly.
I had a friend in high school that had an old like Chevy Caprice, old police car. Man, that thing was nice. It was not only did it have the nice engine in there, but that thing was you could drive that thing through anything.
What are they going to do when they all get electric cars?
I don't know.
They're going to have like faster. Do they need to be faster? They probably don't need to be faster.
I'm not sure. They probably will be faster, though.
I don't know. How do you get faster than plaid?
Plaid?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do police have plaid edition?
I don't know. They should. I bet they do.
Well, if you want to check out that auction and get all those other stories at moodyonthemarket.com, you can. Your Moody on the Market update is brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles. We've got a busy show today. We've got next hour, Furry Friends Friday, the 8 o'clock block, Flick Pick, more news. What else?
Moody on the Market
update
and all kinds of fun stuff.
Jam-packed next hour.
Yes.
So we will have that here for you in just a couple of minutes.
We're watching over you. IMS Insurance.
Oh, yeah.
That's fun.
A lot of great people watching on our Facebook page.
No. Yeah, Brett got back to me. He said he laughed at Al and then said, did he bring you food?
No.
No,
Al
he did
has not brought us food.
He has not brought us food.
And
not that would buy anything.
No, but, Brett's got basically I'd come 2 points because he's given us breakfast 2 weeks in a row.
Donuts and then fresh baked bread from his wife's bread making capabilities.
Amy woke up early in the morning to bake us bread.
Which was really nice.
Which I don't know what he had to do to convince her to do that.
Ask real nice.
I know she's a fan of the show.
Aw,
but
that's nice.
But she's a fan of me, at least. I don't know about you.
Got bread, so.
We did get bread, and it was delicious.
Yeah.
But no, Brett makes a great point about Al bringing us wine and chocolate.
Yeah.
Like, that needs to happen. So,
absolutely.
Al, if you're watching this, come on, man. Step up. All right. If anybody else is going to I'm sure I'll see a lot of you wonderful people at the St. Joe Lakeshore game tonight. I'm going to try and sneak in there at some point. Wonder if they'll let me in. Like, will the?
Do you know who I am?
That's the question. Will the? Do you know who I am? Do you think that will work at the ticket booth?
This is I'm going to try the same thing at the Violent Femmes concert. See if I can get in for free, but then I'll show tickets when that fails.
Right.
But this is the 40th anniversary of their debut album.
Ooh.
40th anniversary. I was just informed.
So I think that for you,
yeah,
it probably won't work with the Do You Know Who I Am?
No, absolutely not. It won't work.
At the St. Joe one, I think
Maybe.
there's a good chance. One, that people know who I am, but two, they'll just let me in.
You've got to do the Instagram. You got to film the whole thing. Do you know who I am?
Oh, yeah.
Do that one.
There you go. No, I'll just flash my badge, my
Press
radio
badge.
station press badge, and just be like, no.
You could just say Dave Wolf vouches for me.
Yeah. Dave Wolf said I need to bring him a charging cord or something like that. Like,
bring a cord.
I have I have special equipment for the broadcast team.
That'll work. I think that'll work.
Somebody that from the ticket booth is probably watching this video right now. Is like, so
keep an eye
that's
out
the
for this
trick
guy.
you're gonna try and pull on me. All right.
They're gonna have posters of your face in the ticket
do
booth.
not serve this guy. I just want that to be able to get me front of the line for some hot dogs or some popcorn.
How
or
is the
something like that.
concession stand there?
Solid.
Is it good?
Solid. It's great.
Yeah.
Good. They're good people.
Yeah.
They turn it around real quick.
Nice.
And just it's a good time.
Good.
All right. We're wrapping up the live stream, but still got a full hour of the show left. You guys have a great day and have a great weekend.
Yes.